Were you excited when you found out Britney Spears was finally free from her conservatorship? I know we were. Everyone had been following the case and was shocked by the control that her dad had over her. It was insane. So we're really happy for her because she deserves this. But now the real question is, what happens next? Well, we're going to talk about it because that's what we do. Sit back and get ready. Recap. A Los Angeles judge ordered the end of the conservatorship over Britney Spears. Her father has been her conservator since 2008. It has been a very long 13 years trying to battle this, but it has finally been decided. This issue has shed a lot of light on problems with guardianship, but I also think it sheds a lot of light on control. When someone is being controlled to the point where they can't freely post on their own accounts or have cameras installed in their bedroom, there is a major problem. There is a lot of trauma and healing Britney is going to need to go through and unpack, and that is down to her father. We won't say too much on what we think was going on, but we definitely think it was not right. Things really started to change once she spoke in court on June 23rd. Spears told the judge that she was traumatized and held against her will. All of her rights were stripped away with her conservators. She pleaded, "I just want my life back." Wow, of course she wanted her life back. She wasn't living the life that was made for her. She was being made to perform and was giving lots of medication that wasn't right for her. It wasn't her life. After this, she was allowed to hire her own prosecutor, and that's when Mathew Rosengart got involved. He was someone that wasn't going to leave any stone unturned. Rosengart was going to help Britney get what was rightfully hers. If you think about it, a few months ago, we didn't even think this was going to happen, and now it has. However, there are still legal battles that she needs to face head-on in the future. What did you think about this whole situation? Did it shock you as well? What happens to the conservatorship? A man named John Zabel, who is a certified public accountant, will temporarily succeed Jamie Spears as interim conservator. It was ordered that Jamie Spears must turn over all assets to Zabel as soon as possible. This is good because then he will no longer have all of Britney's assets. Give her back what is rightfully hers. Zabel also only has limited administrative power over her estate. Zabel is really there to just help transition her into the real world because we have to remember, she hasn't had any kind of control over her life for 13 years. All of a sudden, having all that financial responsibility will be overwhelming. So it's important that she has that safety cushion to help her out. Also, Jody Montgomery, who was her temporary conservator, will continue to work with Britney. They apparently have a good relationship, so she will assist in helping with day-to-day personal needs like coordinating travel and doctor's appointments. Again, we get this because there's a lot she's going to need to learn all over again, so it's important someone is looking out for her. Anyways, Britney's attorney, Mathew Rosengart, has also asked the judge to set a hearing in 30 to 45 days to completely end the conservatorship altogether. It looks like then everything will be over very soon and Britney can finally move forward. Are you happy Britney has all of her assets again? Allegations against Jamie Spears. Rosengart has called for an investigation against Jamie Spears about his conduct as conservator. He said that the lines that were crossed were absolutely shocking, as he made reference to the New York Times reporting that the security team that was hired placed secret audio recording devices in her bedroom. That's just rude and weird. Apparently, it isn't just Jamie Spears though. Her former business manager, TriStar Sports and Entertainment Group, was also involved in the surveillance that she was put under. They tracked all of her communications as well. Imagine that. All of your communications being tracked. Absolutely no privacy. It must have been the scariest thing for her. How would you feel if you knew your father had placed audio recording devices in your room? Wouldn't that weird you out? Because I know I would freak out if that was me. Money. If the surveillance thing wasn't bad enough, there's also the matter of fraud. There have been recent reports talking about the communications between Rosengart and TriStar, which argued that there was no evidence of extrinsic fraud. That would have forced Spears' legal team to subpoena accounting documents. Rosengart has accused them of stonewalling his attempts to gather this information. This then forced his agency to issue 2 subpoenas in order to get the information because they would not give it up. Listen, I'm no lawyer, but when a company is trying that hard for you to not get that information, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me. Something seems a little fishy, right? To make matters even worse, because it's never simple, Rosengart said that TriStar has refused to answer the questions about how much money they took from the estate. He said, "Does TriStar treat all of their clients this way, or is it just Britney Spears? She's been bullied for decades." He has a point there. They've been bullying her, and we wouldn't be shocked if they've been taking money as well. Also, Rosengart went for Jamie Spears and called him out as well. Apparently, he's taken $4 million from his client's estate, and he also was questioned in court if he had dissipated her $60 million fortune. Wow, how can you steal from your own daughter after controlling her and taking away all of her spirit? Make it make sense. What do you think about people taking Britney Spears' money? Do you think they did it? Will we find out if they did? Keep watching to find out more about what's happening next, because it doesn't look smooth sailing. Go for the jugular. Rosengart and his team were very clear in suspending Spears' father from the conservatorship, so he was unable to evade culpability. This was a smart move on their part because we all know he would have tried to do that. Now, Jamie Spears must turn over all of his files, including client-attorney communications. However, he is refusing to cooperate with the request of deposition under oath. Again, no surprise there. Rosengart had this to say: "They have not responded to one document request. They have not responded to one interrogatory, a cross-examination of an individual or witness in a deposition. Any lawyer will tell you is how you find the truth. I'm looking forward to that deposition. Why he has not appeared, why he is ducking the deposition is something he and his counsel have to answer." You're right, Rosengart. They do all have to answer because they can't keep running away. It's time to face the music. What does Britney say? In an Instagram post, Britney had this to say: "It still blows my mind every day. I wake up how my family and the conservatorship were able to do what they did to me. It was demoralizing and degrading. I'm not even mentioning all the bad things they did to me, which they should all be in jail for." She said she is used to keeping peace and keeping my mouth shut, but ended it with, "but not this time." Good for you, Britney. Not this time, girl, you got this. The only way to beat a bully is to stand up to one. So, you have our full support over here. How much longer? Well, legal experts have said that the conservatorship is far from over. Attorney Sarah Wentz said to Variety, "I'd be shocked if this takes less than a year to clean this all up." There are already 2 more hearings booked on December 8th and January 19th. These hearings will be about financial and accounting matters. This is important because there is a multi-million-dollar fortune at stake here. This is all her hard-earned money, so getting this all sorted is important. What do you think will come out of these hearings? Conservatorship reform. This whole situation has brought to light how dangerous guardianship laws can be. Having complete control over someone's care and finances is a lot of power. If someone has this kind of power, then they need to be responsible. Otherwise, they will abuse and torment the person they're meant to be looking after. Luckily, there have now been proposals in the California legislature that arm to strengthen the requirements of conservatorships. This means there needs to be more oversight and training of those in charge, because you can't just let people do whatever they want anymore. Anyways, folks, there you have it. This is what's up next for Britney Spears, and it all seems to be a bit crazy, but it will be worth it in the end. We wish her the best of luck in getting her life back on track. What do you guys think is going to happen with the conservatorship? Do you think there will be more intense court hearings? Let us know down below.